Okay, hi everyone. This is Jan of Underground Propaganda. Today, maybe tonight, tonight, this morning. Yes, we're Sunday. I'm at Underground Propaganda House with Dee Calhoun and Louis Strachan,
Louis Strachan, yes sir.
singer and bass player of US Doom Legends Iron Man. So hi guys, it's a great pleasure to meet you for this interview. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Just wrapped up this tour, reflecting a little bit.
Okay. Maybe a little tired because it's the end of the show and of the tour. Thank you so much for doing this interview at this time.
We're
Really.
burning some midnight oil here.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dee, you've just released your second solo album, Go to the Devil, with Louis on bass. It was released at the end of March on the Italian label Argonaut Records, and it already received good reviews, very good reviews. Can you tell us more about this album?
It was just kind of a continuation of what I started with Rot Gut. I mean, Rot Gut kind of dropped out of the sky. There was never a moment where I said, hey, I'm going to do a solo album. Started writing songs and recording them, putting them out there, and started generating enough interest that Argonaut reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like to release this. It was very green at that point, very unexperienced with that sort of thing. Musically, I'm a bass player by trade.
Okay.
So had to overcome the nerves of being a guitar player.
It's damn good though.
And Go
Yeah.
to the Devil, I think when you listen to Rot Gut and then listen to Go to the Devil is a progression.
Yes, yes.
The material is still steeped in the same vein. I always say I write what I feel, and that's no different on Go to the Devil. But I had my sea legs a little bit, just more confident going in. The songwriting process happened really quick. I mean, I was already writing and demoing some of these songs before Rot Gut ever came out.
Okay.
And then, having Lou on this one expanded it so much more musically. There was no bass guitar on Rot Gut. It was all me, just guitar, percussion, harmonica, keyboards here and there.
But live it was, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lou joined up with me just after Rot Gut came out and started doing live shows. So it was only...
I was bored.
And when I started doing this, I had a lot of people reach out. Hey, do you want another guitar player? And I had no interest in a sideman. I said, if it's just me, I only have me to worry about. But Lou tapped me on the shoulder, and that was just a match made in heaven or hell. And
Yeah, the Jim's in play.
it worked out great. I had no interest in putting bass tracks on it. Like I said, I'm a bass player by trade. But it was nice to have another set of ears to bring something else to the table. And I said it just expanded things musically, made everything bigger and heavier, having the bass on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did the right choice to choose Lou. Really, really.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
really good. Rot Gut was great too, but your last album with Lou is even better. Really.
Thank you.
Yeah, when I hear the songs, I kind of had the bass thought already in my mind. I can hear what it's gonna do when he was playing with the songs, and I was like, man, I could do this, do that. I had all these ideas, but mostly I'm just trying to enhance the song. I'm not trying to overplay, but although certain songs I probably do, but it still fits. It's not,
Well,
It's
my
really great,
style-
really.
Yeah, it enhances it. It makes it fuller and sound better.
My style is very simplistic. I always tell people that I'm not into picking and grinning. I'm into strumming and slumming. So having those nice, fluid, bouncy bass lines
Right.
sort of fills the gaps in here and there. While I'm strumming a chord, he's doing this or that and the other.
That's basically
And
what we do.
it fills in the gaps really well.
It's really great, really. So now, how would you describe? You tell me that your music evolution. So yes, your first album, Road Gut, released in 2016. So you said you were alone. Louis joined you. Maybe more thing you want to add about this music evolution?
I think a lot of it just came from confidence. Having that first album and
And getting good
having
reviews and everything.
Right.
Everyone
Yes, the first one. Yes,
pushing
Yes.
you forward, like, this is great, D.
continue.
Yeah,
Yes,
continue on.
Yeah.
What else you got, you know?
Because I'll tell you, I've played acoustic shows for years.
Mm-hmm.
But prior, it was all covers. Go out and do some Skinnerd and some Neil Young and whatever. But I never played original music. And when this started to happen, I was really nervous about it.
I can understand.
Because
Yeah.
I always, historically, I'm a lyricist and arrangement. And where I live is such a hotbed of musical talent. And I said, there are just all these great guitar players. And I'm like, when you've got all these guys you can go see, who's going to want to go out and hear me doing my songs?
Right.
And the first show I played doing my own stuff, I was scared as hell. And
Where was that at?
that was at Guido's.
Guido's,
in Frederick.
Videos.
Scared to the point where my roommate gave me a Xanax.
That calmed you down.
Probably the first time I'd been nervous before a gig in 35 years. And what really set me at ease to that was the sound man who had worked with Iron Man many times. And he's like, hey, I'm looking forward to hearing your stuff. How you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm scared. And I told him, what I basically just told you. And he says, D, he says, no one is here to listen to you play guitar. They're here for your voice.
Yeah.
As long as what you're playing sits underneath your voice well,
Right.
you're
It's
good
okay.
to go.
Okay.
And that really made me comfortable. And then the second show that I did, Wino was there. And Wino had been to the house and had heard some of the recordings and stuff and really liked it. They came out to the second show, and afterwards he says, how many of these shows have you done? I said, this was the second one. He's like, holy shit. And that was a big boost of confidence. So
The approval.
just having that confidence, getting some a
Good
lot of
feedbacks
shows,
maybe from the public and the
Yeah.
friends.
taking it out of the U.S. We went to Canada that summer. It boosted the confidence, made me just feel a lot better about the whole thing, and it just kind of transitioned into the writing process to where things were happening pretty quick.
Okay, thank you. So now, for you two, what are the bands you're listening to and your main influences?
I've been talking for the last 2
Oh.
hours.
I'm always old school. I go back to when I was a little younger, teenager. I did the Kiss, the Aerosmith, the AC/DC,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff, Van Halen. Then I kind of got into like the punk scene,
Mhm.
got faster,
Okay.
thrash, Motorhead, early Metallica, stuff like that, Testament, and then the Bad Brains and stuff like that, Dead Kennedys. And then after all the fast stuff, I got into a lot of German thrash, Creator.
Creator.
Oh, I love Creator. Corner, all that stuff. And then I started getting slower. So it was like, after all this fast stuff was going,
He
it
was
was like,
getting older.
then I started getting to these slower sounds,
Okay.
like, St. Vitus and just slower bands, Well, Sabbath from the beginning, but, The Obsessed, all that kind of stuff. And I started getting into Doom, Trouble, and all those bands. And then it just kind of stuck around there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I never really, some newer bands catch my ear every now and then, but we heard some good bands when we were on the road.
Yes.
A couple bands we heard.
Yeah.
But for the most part, just, classic rock, metal, Doom.
Classics. Yes.
Yeah. I'm a big Thin Lizzy fan, big Phil Lynott fan.
Okay.
That's why I got this Phil Lynott special bass, P-bass with the reflector mirror on it.
Okay.
So yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, thank you. Question for you, do you know, in the Doom metal community in general, you're also known as Screaming Mad D. Why is this nickname?
When I was a bass player, around 1993. I started playing bass in '85. Around 1993, I stepped back, just became a bass player, and somebody who I don't remember who it was anymore nicknamed me the Mad Bassist, and that stuck. In 2001, when I went back to singing and fronting, a friend of mine in Hollywood who does makeup effects, special effects, was like, well, if you're not playing bass now, we can't call you the Mad Bassist anymore. So he says, you're screaming Mad D.
There you go.
Okay,
And
okay, great.
That's where it came from, and I never realized how ridiculous it was. Until
It's not ridiculous.
people
No.
started
It's
calling
really
me.
great. It's really great. No, I don't think it's
I like to mess
ridiculous.
with them sometimes and call them SMD.
SMD. Yes, screaming Mad SMD.
Yes.
Okay.
When everyone calls you that, you just get so comfortable with it, you know.
Right.
It's like,
I think it's cool, screaming Mad D. Yes,
it's good. It's all.
it's cool.
And that's how if you look at South of the Earth, Screaming Mad D roots. A lot of the stuff I've done in recent years, I've been listed as Screaming Mad D in the album credits. I chose not to go by that name with this stuff because it's different. It's got a different vibe to it.
Okay.
Although he's still screaming. Mad.
Okay, thank you. Now let's talk about the past. You both played his legendary Doom band Iron Man. So Dee as singer since 2012 and you, Louis, as a bass player since 2006.
I think I got the longest tenure.
The band split it up after the death of the founder and guitarist Alfred Morris III in January this year. I can imagine that it must have been difficult for you
Oh, yeah.
and very hard. And can you explain the decision to not continue the band Iron Man?
Yeah, I mean, there was never a question that, Al was Iron Man.
Okay.
I don't necessarily subscribe to if someone's not involved in it, like if it ain't Ozzy, it ain't Sabbath. I don't buy that.
Okay. I can understand.
Yeah, bands evolve, people come and go, but Al put Iron Man together in 1988
Yeah, he was
as a Sabbath tribute.
Right.
When Sabbath played Live Aid in '85, there was this big buzz that the original lineup was going to reform, and then it didn't happen.
Never did.
And Al put Iron Man together as a Sabbath tribute to have original Sabbath out there being played live again.
Fill that void.
Yeah, and I mean, you look down through. I mean, it's almost like looking at Sabbath. The one constant in Sabbath is Iommi. The one constant in Iron Man is Al. Or was Al, and it was never a question that if Al were gone, that Iron Man would be gone as well.
Yeah, the door rotation was so crazy. People just came in that band and went.
Yeah.
And then so many people, have been in that band.
So it's better to respect Al memory to end Iron Man.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people.
I think it's a great thing, really, because a lot of bands they want to continue, and maybe it's a good thing, but in this case,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, he's like the hard person to replace.
yeah,
It'll be really hard.
I mean, it was
Almost impossible.
it was hard enough playing the tribute show with our friend Bill on guitar,
Ralph the Typhon guitar player.
and he did a remarkable job coming in.
Yeah.
And
But he was close. He was a close family friend, meaning family of the band. He was part of the band as as a fan, as a musician, as a he's like a family
part of the
Right.
family. Yes.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like a family member. So he'd come see me when I played in all kinds of bands. So he knew me very well, and then I knew he loved Iron Man. And when I thought about it, I was like, Bill would be awesome to play the show for Al, because he would love Iron Man. Every time we play out, he'd be in the crowd screaming out certain songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those were the songs that we were going to play, because I knew he would know them. They were his favorite songs. So I said, we got to get Bill. And I called him. He was like, "Oh man, I'd be honored, man." And he practiced every single day.
He crushed it.
And he just crushed it. And it was really, really good.
I mean,
He was honored. It was great.
we had people, you know, in the wake of Al's death, you know, say, "We hope you're gonna carry it on in his name."
Yeah,
And
the fans want it for sure. I know they
Yes, yes.
But
I think, at least me personally, this is carrying it on for Al. Al was
Yeah.
very supportive. When I got the offer to sign the deal with Argonauta, I went to Al and I said, "Hey," I said, "I've got an opportunity. Are you okay with it?" And if Al had said, "No, I don't want it to detract from Iron Man," it wouldn't have happened.
Okay.
But Al was very supportive. Al loved the material on Rot Gut. He listened to it and he said, "This is great because there's not a lot of people writing these kind of songs right now."
Yes.
Unfortunately, he never got to hear "Go to the Devil,"
I
but
love it.
Definitely.
I acknowledge with no shame whatsoever that
Every show.
Dee Calhoun as a solo artist happened in a large degree because of Iron Man
Okay.
and because of Al. So
So thanks Al and rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, in every show we always
Thank
play
you.
a song.
Yeah.
We tell the crowd
Thank you for talking about this. I know it's difficult, but really, thank you to share this with us. Thank you very much. So now, to my knowledge, it's the first time you toured in Europe. Although you went to the UK with Iron Man a few years ago.
yes,
and Italy too.
yeah,
In Italy too. Okay.
Outside Milan.
and Germany.
And
before
Germany.
I was in the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Played the Hammer of
And
Doom. 2010 Hammer of Doom.
so, what do you think about Europe?
Oh,
It's,
mean-
it's different from USA.
it's a lot different than
It's a lot different.
A
Yeah.
lot different. I
you
mean,
know, they do things differently in a better way. You know, I think.
In a better way.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some things that we should adapt over in America for sure. There's a lot of good things that go on and on, but they do love their metal. That's for sure.
Yes.
I mean, we look at a trip like this. The way I described it to people who asked me about it, I said, you know, we get to come over here, see places we've never been, see friends who we only get to see when this sort of thing happens.
Right.
Make new friends. You know, just spread music around and get to play music. You know, that's almost a bonus. You know, getting to come over here and play music. I mean, I've wanted to tour Europe since I was old enough to know what touring Europe was.
Right.
And
That's all American players' dreams.
yeah,
Let's tour
and
Europe.
Iron Man, you
Got
know,
so close.
I mean, this was pitched as an Iron Man tour. I was contacted late last summer about Iron Man coming over here to tour this spring, but we knew at that point that Al's health was so bad that,
Right.
for all intents and purposes,
Okay.
Iron Man was over, and thought long and hard about it and said, "Hey, I do a solo act." And Valerio, the promoter, was aware of that, but he didn't know that we played live. So I sent him some stuff and figured that was it. You know, he contacted me looking for Iron Man, and I offer him an acoustic duo. But
That's pretty nuts.
But it's cool. Yes.
here we are, you know, and the response we've gotten. I mean, we've played to some modest crowds, but everyone who's been there has just been blown away. And you never know how something like this is going to go over, especially when you're playing with, you know, we've done shows. You know, last night in Milan, that was a metal show
Okay.
where two metal bands played.
Okay.
And then we came up and played acoustic, and still just blew the doors off.
Great, very good. Yes, because tonight it was more rock, rockabilly,
Yeah.
and maybe
Yeah, that was great
in
too.
metal. Yes,
That's a good mix, though. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
metal fans are very open-minded guys.
Right, right.
Listen everything.
You know, I've maintained for years that you don't necessarily have to have, you know, Marshall stacks 15 feet high and banks of distortion pedals to be heavy. And the example I always use is Bad Moon Rising, which is just this happy little major key ditty. Listen to the words to that song. That is heavy shit. You don't need to be loud
Right.
and abrasive to be heavy. And I think I think this stuff fits into that mold.
Okay, thank you. So today it was the last date of the Devil over Europe string tour, and your only date in France.
Yes.
Yes.
One day.
How it went? Do you have any anecdotes to share with us about the tour, about tonight? You played on a boat? Did you ever play on a boat? Or yes?
This was the most exciting, I would say, was this one here. Cause
Yeah.
I'd never played on a boat. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. The way
I was
up
aware of
and
the
down.
setup because I
Oh,
checked
you
the
were?
place
Okay,
out.
you
Oh,
checked
okay.
online
Yeah,
before.
I didn't. I
Okay,
had no
it was
idea.
surprise for you, Luis.
Yeah, I pulled up to the boat.
Because when we came into town or coming down the street,
You said it was on the water.
He was driving and I had just woke up and
Right.
he says, "What side is it on?" I said, "It's gonna be on that side."
Water. Yeah.
Okay,
So it's a great venue. Amazing.
thank you. Thank you.
And the crowd was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a good crowd tonight, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yes.
of bands. They stuck around. Man.
And nobody left.
Nobody
when,
left.
when the guitar died. you know?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They stay until the end.
Yeah.
Because you're really good too.
Thank you.
I saw you recently released a new music video called Dry Leaves and Needles,
Oh yeah.
which is also the last track of your last album. And you told this is my ode to what has happened in the city of my birth, as well as countless other places in the USA. Is drug addiction, especially heroin, a real problem in Maryland and in the USA? Really?
Opioid.
Because you know in Europe
Yeah.
we have drug issues, but maybe it's not the same because I think it's
getting really big.
Yeah.
You
it's
say,
opioids,
Yeah.
prescription painkillers.
Oh, yeah, that's-
It's just blown up in recent
Okay.
years. And like I said, the town that I was born in, very depressed area, no jobs.
drug addicts, no job,
and people-
misery, and
I think it comes from just like you said, people being depressed and no jobs and
Yeah,
no,
just
you know,
it's an escape.
it's an escape.
The footage in the video of Lou and myself was actually shot there
okay.
in my hometown,
Just walk
and
around.
one of the areas we shot in was a shopping plaza downtown there that is notorious for drug use and for medical calls and overdoses and whatnot. And we were there at noon on a Sunday in January. It was pretty quiet, and even he mentioned, he says, "This doesn't look so bad." I said, it's noon on Sunday.
Right.
Everyone's still at home sleeping last night off. And the next
The
day,
next day, I think you called me the next
the
day. and
next
told me.
day, right there where we were,
God,
3 overdoses.
Three
all
overdoses.
transported.
wow.
Okay.
And
Unbelievable.
there was one there today.
So it's a really a great
Yeah,
a
every
good
day
program.
there's something going
And
on.
it's like any other widespread problem. There's no easy fix for it.
Yes, yeah.
You've got
It's very difficult to cure, and
you've got the people that argue, is it a disease, is it not a disease?
Right.
You've got the people that say, oh, if you just let them overdose and die, that'll get rid of them. And that's idiocy talking.
Yeah.
There.
Yes,
That's someone
really.
who, let it be your brother, your sister, your
Right.
wife, your husband, your son,
friends
your
or
daughter.
family, and
Right.
anyone.
Then you think differently about it.
It'll change your fucking opinion real quick.
Okay, thank you to
We
talk
can't say
about
that
this.
word right. You don't cut that out.
No, it's okay. It's okay. In France, you can say everything. No, it's okay.
Fuck, that's good.
There's a quick story to interject. When we played London with Iron Man, it was the Rise Above 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
There were 2 shows. We played night 2. Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats played the first night, but they had to go under the name the Sharon Tate Experience because they could not play in London
Okay.
under the name Uncle Acid,
Acid.
because of the drug reference.
Okay.
So that made me wonder.
Wow.
if
I don't know
profanity
that.
allowed on stage. So some places you can't curse on stage.
Right.
So I asked Lee Dorian, the legendary Lee Dorian, Cathedral
Rise Above owner.
owner of Rise Above Records. I said, Lee, is it all right to curse on stage? And he goes, fuck all!
Really nice. Okay. What are your plans for the future? More tours, more music videos, new side projects? Maybe. What's in your mind for the future? Back home?
War Mask.
Yeah, I got there's a band I have called War Mask based
Okay.
out of Baltimore and Annapolis. Did I give you a CD today?
No, I don't think so, but you can see that after.
Yeah, just some younger guys I'm playing with. Just trying to keep the heavy sounds going on.
Okay.
Like a doom kind of Motorhead kind of thingy. Savage.
Sounds really great.
Yeah. So it's a lot more louder, than what we play. So I get to get my my loud metal heavy feeling out. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's called War Mask. We just put out the first CD February.
Okay.
It's a 6-song EP,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been kind of shopping it around, see if we can get a bigger label to pick it up.
I need to buy one.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Really?
No, not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think Dee had something going on for a little while.
I had another band going on for a while, but it's kind of dissolved and kind of reminded me of how unstable and unpredictable.
Okay.
It's easy to be by yourself.
So
You're with Lou,
So musically, right now, it's just the.
You
the
do a
solo
lot of
project.
things. You're a published author. You write two books.
And that's what I was going to say. Somebody asked me, did I have any other projects? And I said, yeah, I kind of do, because I am a writer. I've published 2 books. I published a short story collection called Tales of the Screaming and Mad in 2015, and last year, Jesus Devil Deed, a novella. I'm currently about a third of the way into another short story collection.
Great.
That I'm actually collaborating with an artist in Denmark, a sketch artist, who, just on a whim, she and I were talking, and I said, send me one of your drawings. I want to write based on what I see in your drawing. And just bang, just opened up just a different approach, just interpreting things. And so we're kind of moving forward with that. Where she'll send me drawings, and I'll write based on it. It's almost like a Rorschach test almost. And then when we get home from the trip, I'm going to take my first stab at writing a screenplay, because there has been an interest in adapting the novella Jesus Devil Deed into a film.
Nice, really nice.
So yeah, there's
new projects and
I've also done voiceover work. I narrated a film last year called Metal Missionary.
Yes, you're also a voice actor. Yes.
Yeah. That was a documentary about Christian metal.
Okay.
Released that. So I'm always looking for new things to get into, just for the experience. I'll never let a reason for not doing something be because I didn't try.
Okay. It's a good state of mind, yes, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else you'd like to share with us? What you want?
We just want to thank everybody for still being interested in Iron Man, mainly.
And your solo project too, because...
I mean, but like you said, it's the Iron Man thing that kind of ties everything together.
Yes.
And we've been trying so hard to get it really big over in Europe, and people know about it a lot. Because when we played Germany back in 2010, it was like about 3,000 people there. And we were co-headlining the festival. And I thought, oh, this is the beginning of it all. We're going to play in Europe and blah, blah, blah. And it just never happened. So just I'm glad everyone's still into Iron Man. And then Dee has his project going on. And I'm hooking up with him. And I hope everybody liked what we were doing for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And just glad to meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah, it was really cool. Thank you too for coming in Europe and France, especially, and for your great show tonight. Really great. It was really great.
And it's all about the audience. So many people in the audience thanking us. No, thank you, because if you're not out there,
It was a good. I think it was a good gig tonight. Yeah,
everyone's, you know,
good fans, good
saying,
good music,
you know,
and
made them feel better, you know, and everyone's, you know, loving it. You know, it's like
Right.
the music really, they really feel it.
Like I spoke afterwards to an artist and said he was inspired. He was going to draw all day tomorrow.
okay,
And,
nice.
you know, that's, you can't, as an artist, you can't get a better compliment than that, to know that you inspired someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, great, really great. So, to finish this interview, can you say something in French for listeners and fans in France?
He took French.
What you want? What you want in French? You can try, Louis. What you want in French?
Merci beaucoup, David, Louis.
Merci à vous. Merci. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for the interview. Really, it was an honor for me and a great pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye. Cheers, guys. Cheers.